We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Yes, I am back. Payroll number, Bitcoin, stocks, jobs, the election. I'm saying it today. What will happen? I'm going to take you through it all, everything, soup to nuts. Now, as a reminder, if you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, smash that like button and leave a comment. That helps the stream. It helps the channel. You help me, I help you. Just as a reminder, this show is brought to you by my Patreon. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. We are also cranking things up on the Unhinged Crypto YouTube channel, talk show style. Okay, LuxAlgo is also a sponsor of the show. We're actually creating, for lack of a better term, a Bill Noble indicator for LuxAlgo. So you can scan that and get to my affiliate link. The links are down below in the description. Now, let's get to it. Let's welcome who's here. Bull Runner, Steve, welcome. Indie Rock Crypto, thank you for coming in, right? Neff, Steve J is here. Greetings, sir. Welcome. The DeFi Master. Patriot Caveman in the house, reminding me to check DOP. Don't let me forget. Chase. We have Andre coming in from Twitter. Welcome, sir. Indie Rock Crypto is digging LuxAlgo. Yeah, they are. This Bill Noble indicator thing that they're building for their store is robust. Caffeine, a new name in the house. Welcome. Laughing Dolphin, happy to catch it live. Special time for the payroll number. Okay, let's just fireside chat or dispense with the bull. Give the microphone a little heat here. Jan is here from Poland. Welcome. Now, what we're witnessing today is what we witness on every economic data release and or Fed meeting, which is algos trading the number. So payrolls were supposed to be 160. The economist, equity market nerds said, well, if we get 120, we'll get a 50 basis point cut. And of course, they get 140. In other words, the number of jobs created was 140,000. And everyone's like, oh no, it's not as good as what we thought. So let's sell everything. Let's sell stocks. Let's sell Bitcoin. Uncle Sugar is selling Bitcoin. Let's get all down in the mouth. And I'm not doing it. Sorry, right? I'm going from basically like what happened last year. I'm going from depression, and now I'm just kind of moving into like anger. And here's why. First of all, everyone's talking about a recession. A recession is a mathematical definition based on outdated statistics involving industrial production, GDP, blah, blah, blah. Okay. None of that applies today. You have two economies. You have the capital class sitting fat, dumb, and happy with NVIDIA, profits, and a 3% mortgage on a house that they're not selling. So those people are okay, as long as their corporate jobs don't go away, but we will talk about that. Then there's the rest of us, right? So who's going to rally for the orange man? Who's going to rallies and filling stadiums for guys like Tucker Carlson? Who's doing that? Like who goes, oh yeah, I had my Wagyu beef for dinner, and instead of watching a movie on my big screen, I'm going to go to a rally. The people going to rallies are the people that are hurting. They're in a recession. They've been in a recession for 9 months or more. So the bond market's telling you interest rates should be at 3% something. And Powell's got interest rates at 5%. And they still can't admit that they've tightened too much, just like they couldn't admit that this inflation is transitory thing was an embarrassment, right? This idea that we're going into a recession is a distraction because we're already in one. Now, let's talk about this whole, all the reporters at Cointelegraph and, CoinDesk are like, hey, we opened an economics book and guess what? You should sell the rate cut. Every time the Fed has to cut rates, everything goes down. 2008, 2007, same thing. Greenspan cut rates out of nowhere. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's a crisis. Sell everything. 2000, same thing. By the time Greenspan had to reverse and cut rates, oh my God, it was a bubble, a nightmare. All right, let's unpack this because strangely, I was there for both those bubbles. Now, in 2000, you had essentially Pump.Fun for stocks all over the world. So you had Pump.Fun woven into the system, the fabric of the financial system. So you have Pump.Fun, a bunch of people lose money. Who cares? It doesn't blow up the system. Pump.Fun for internet stocks in 2000 was, ready? Private sector excess. Private sector excess speculation, private sector excess in valuations. So 2000, it wasn't just 7 stocks. It wasn't just Cisco, Intel, Dell, Microsoft, AOL. It wasn't just that. It was the whole market underneath it, just a casino. So that had to blow up. Private sector excess. 2008, private sector excess. Oil at 140, the China trade at the time, and housing, right? Just housing was just crazy. Leverage was crazy. Anybody could get a loan. Anybody could buy an RV. Anybody could buy a 4-wheeler, a car. It's like, if you could get credit even if you didn't have a job at that point. And of course, we all know what happened. That was the big short. Again, private sector excess. In this particular case, everybody is looking for a repeat of a private sector excess problem, right? When, I don't know, other than maybe NVIDIA and the Magnificent Seven, I don't think it's there. Where is the excess? In the public sector. The public sector, the debt, right? The currency, interest rates, way off. The excess is in the public sector. So if that's true, should we be looking for a collapse in crypto or equities? Well, equities can always go down and crypto can always get caught in that. But if we're really going to have a sequel to 2000 and 2008, you have to have a public sector release somehow. And what's the only way to do that? What is the marquee thing in the public sector? What is the public sector Dow Jones Industrial Average? The dollar. So there, I just got my stream suppressed and I don't care. The dollar has to go down because of the debt. And when the Fed starts cutting, and they're going to have to cut and put high-powered money in the system, don't go anywhere because we'll tell you why. The dollar has to go lower. And it has to go lower massively. Now, let's go back in time in case you weren't in crypto. Remember 2022? It's like, ooh, dollar index 107. Ooh, dollar index 108. Oh, my God, the DXY. I'm coming on people's show. Let's talk about the Dixie. Everybody on crypto Twitter is talking about the DXY. Can you find a tweet? Find me a tweet about the DXY. Find me a tweet about the dollar index. Find me a tweet where somebody says the dollar index is going to go below 100 and should go to 95 or lower. No one's talking about it. Everyone's talking about, oh my God, sell NASDAQ, sell Bitcoin. I mean, Arthur Hayes, no doubt to be controversial, puts out a tweet that says, you know what, Bitcoin trades terrible. I'm getting short. Now, Bitcoin does not trade well. It doesn't. But honestly, are we going to get bearish? At the moment, Satoshi Nakamoto is about to be right about problems with the public sector, the currency, and debt. Fear Greed is at 28 and Arthur Hayes is short. And you know what? That is exactly what you would expect. Because at the bottom of the dot-com market, no one wanted Amazon. No one wanted the Google IPO. You have revulsion. Internet searches are down. I mean, for Bitcoin, no one wants it. No one likes it. Everyone hates it. Everyone's angry. Everyone's depressed. Everyone's doing stories about how this is going lower. Guys want to take it lower? Great. BlackRock is down there taking all of it. That's why it's like a slow descent, because BlackRock's taking all of it because they're going to need $40 billion in Bitcoin. And Uncle Sugar, honestly, is most likely suppressing Bitcoin just out of spite. Just like Gensler is still out there trying to sue people. You know, the Fed's after a crypto bank. You know, they're going to just continue on their merry way. Why? I don't know. But again, BlackRock is like, oh, great. And it could be a coordinated show for all you know. They're just going to stand down there and take it all. So it's like, okay, let's get bearish Bitcoin. Yeah, let's get bearish Bitcoin. Let's take it to 47. Somebody's talking about 44. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's great. And what's going to happen to you, even if you get shorted, right? And you make money, you best take it. You best take it. Because when you wake up one day and the dollar breaks because they got to cut rates and put high-powered money in the system, this market could be in denial until the Fed meeting, right? They may have to hear Powell come up to the podium and go, yeah, you know, we didn't do this right. The problem with the jobs is not transitory. Let me say that again. The job market problem is not transitory. We are living in the opposite world of 2021. I went to the grocery store, aisle after aisle says for each little item to keep people from being depressed, price cut everywhere. People's cards are maxed out. How is anyone going to shop for Christmas without massive price cuts? Like, seriously, I don't know how Christmas happens this year. How does it happen? Right? So the Fed's going to be like, wow, you know, we're going to go to the debates and we're going to get blamed for all of this. Don't be surprised if Harris blames Powell for what's going on. I mean, somebody should. Somebody should. And that's easy for her to say. Yeah, this is Powell's fault. She wouldn't be wrong. She would be correct. It is Powell's fault. And when Powell has to unwind this, the unwind is going to be incredible. Is it going to be today? No, because algos and all the pea-brain journalists are like, oh, gee, let's trade let's see, it's a 140 versus 120. Shut up. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Don't want to hear it. 44K Bitcoin, people calling for that. Great. Have fun with that. Have fun getting the last 10K of shorts when the upside is 125. Okay. So Squid Grow Legend is here. Welcome. Love that project, by the way. Crypto Chronic in the house from Chicago. Nelson, welcome. Right. Tussle from Denmark. A musician is here. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Squid Grow checking out. Hey, you know what? Check out Silent Swap. You know, Wendy O is into that. Not going to lie. Not a shill, but hey. Okay, Andre goes, I don't understand why stonks have been up if we're in a recession. Okay, so let's talk about that, right? Aiken is here. Welcome, sir. Okay, so let's just talk about Yappy is here. Welcome, sir. Jan from Poland, Laughing Dolphin. Welcome to the show. Okay, so $1 in stocks is better than $1 in the bank. 1. 2, you have a perceived structural change in the economy with AI. It's kind of a bubblicious, but you know, that's what they've done to justify equities. I'm not saying equities shouldn't go down. Okay. But what the equity market does smell, I think, in order to maintain itself where it is rate cuts. And they're looking at the bond market, right? I mean, again, like, let me see if I can pull this up. So, I mean, the answer to what is the stock market thinking is that they're looking at the bond market, right? Let's share the screen. So if I'm looking at this right, The yield on the 2-year government bond is now at 3.7%, meaning interest rate should be 3 something, not 5 something. The 5-year note is 3.5, the 10-year is 3.7, and the long bond. So people are willing to take 30-year U.S. government credit risk for 4%. The bond market is telling you rates are way too high. Way too high. Now, the fact that rates are way too high, I don't know. That could mean a lot of things. The Fed is too tight. They want risk assets down. I don't know. Right? What they're all going to do is sell. What they're all going to do is get bearish. And then maybe not today, but then one day they're going to get caught. Right? It's easy at this point to be bearish. We'll go over it in the news. But that's just generally speaking what I'm looking at, right? Okay, Hourglass Crypto is in the house. Welcome. Okay. Now, news. Let's go. Now, this is funny. So sometimes there's like a one chart, one slide market update. This might be it. So I use this little service to give me suggestions on what kind of videos to make on YouTube. A lot of times I do it with shorts. One of the suggested topics was, should I hold my 100K in crypto or should I cash out? Okay. So I put this video out there and, these days you get 1,000 views. That's good. You get 4,000 views. That's awesome. This video had 1,500 views in like 3 hours. Meaning people are out there searching for, gee, I have 100K in crypto. Should I get out? Should I puke out my crypto? So Satoshi's vision is about to come true. Satoshi's vision is about to come true. The Fed is about to have to print, cut rates, the whole 9 yards. And what's everyone searching for on YouTube? Should I get out? Not should I get in? And you're going to watch them sell it today. And this is a reminder, sometimes the first trade is always wrong. Who knows what they're going to do? Like I can't pick the exact bottom anymore. I can tell you there's support at 55K. I can also tell you a failed rally is a bad idea. And I can also tell you that the internet is searching for, should I get out? So public sector excess. Hey now, Bill's got a graph backing that up. What do you know? Okay. Federal debt hits new record, 35 trillion. We're adding $300 billion a month. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. They can't continue to do this. The interest alone. I even saw a tweet yesterday that said the interest on the debt alone, even with like 150 basis points in Fed cuts, is still an unbelievable number. Right? People are like, oh, this is fine. Just like in 2000, right? In 2000, it was a new paradigm. I was in business school. They rewrote the finance textbooks to justify internet stock valuations. They changed the dividend discount model and came up with something else, basically you could do a mathematical calculation for hopium. Hopium. Yeah, it's fine. It's a new paradigm. 2008, yeah. Oil at 140, yeah. China's a new paradigm. Yeah, absolutely. Can give everybody credit. Anybody. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's just borrow money incessantly. Okay. No one thinks this is a problem. Now, it may not be a problem except for the currency, right? Like, how do you unwind this level of excess? How do you unwind it? I mean, it's just all over the internet every day now. But no one is talking about the dollar. No one is talking about what happens with Bitcoin and gold when they can't suppress Bitcoin and gold anymore. And silver, for that matter. There's one guy yesterday who was like, yeah, I'm not buying anything except silver. So I don't blame anybody that doesn't want to do stocks. I don't, right? Because stocks could go lower, and that could just frankly suck for Bitcoin. I get it. But the excess is going to get relieved through the dollar. The only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency. And at a minimum, we can just start a very seemingly orderly and then not orderly trend lower in the dollar. And I have no idea why everybody wants to get short everything in crypto when that is coming. Just may not be coming today, but it's like it's time to rant. Okay, so CNBC P Brains. We expected 160, but it's 142. But the unemployment rate ticked down. Yeah, the unemployment rate ticks down when more people enter trying to find a job. So there's more people out there trying to figure out how they pay for Christmas. Because with everyone's credit cards maxed out, I don't know how you're going to pay for Christmas. And the answer to that is you're going to get a part-time job. All of the net job growth in Austin was part-time in August was part-time employment, up 527K, while full-time jobs plummeted 438K. We're hemorrhaging high-paying jobs with benefits and replacing them with part-time jobs. These higher payroll numbers are a sign of impoverishment, not growth. Again, who goes to these rallies? How do you fill a stadium with people for anybody that's an alternative to the current people in power? Journalists, politicians selling out stadiums. What'd they say? Oh, honey, we had Wagyu beef for dinner last night. Let's slum it, get a burger, and go to the Tucker Carlson rally. Who's at these rallies? People getting hosed by this. Okay. People getting hosed by this. Feds Williams, I expect the unemployment rate will stay around 425 by the end of the year, which means we don't really want to cut rates. Okay, dude. And inflation was transitory. The problem in the job market is transitory. Okay. Have you guys ever done anything right ever? Literally, ever? Of course not. No. The answer is no. Okay, zero hedge. Foreign-born workers, 635,000 part-time jobs in August. People who live in the country, according to Zero Hedge, down 1.3 million. 1.3 million people who were born here lost their job in August. And we're selling Bitcoin. Let's sell Bitcoin. Let's unload it. Let's get rid of it. Satoshi Nakamoto was a clown. Let's all get out. What should I do with my 100K in crypto? I don't know. Let's sell it and buy the 2-year note at 3%. Or let's get some of that 4% 30-year government debt. Please. Whatever. Right? June payroll numbers miss. But oh my God, the latest calculation about recession. It's not a recession. It is. It isn't. It is. It isn't. It's statistics. The recession is in the grocery store and at your job. Have you lost it? Are you afraid you're going to lose it? And where are your credit cards? That's the recession. That's the recession. It's already here, and they got interest rates way, way too high. Oh, Canada. Saw a tweet yesterday where somebody who paid $1.8 million for their house in Canada because they got a massive bubble up there, had to get up at 3 a.m. and wait in line to see a family doctor. It's free, but it's a socialized medicine system. So when you cap the price, you get shortages. Unemployment in Canada is up to 6.6 because Trudeau essentially wants to destroy the country, and he's doing a great job. They've already cut rates 3 times. The difference between what Trudeau does and thinks and what goes on here, really, the difference is private sector innovation in the tech sector here. They don't have that, so they're falling apart, but this is going to be over here soon. You cannot have the policies and the policy error that we have in just about every aspect. Fiscal, monetary, foreign policy, you name it. You listen to Kennedy, food policy, healthcare policy. It's all wrong. It's all wrong up there. It's all wrong here. Their currency is easier to pick on. The only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency. And we are going to follow these guys in suit soon. Now, we may have to wait until the middle of September. Last year, again, as a reminder, they did the big up, the big down on Labor Day. And then they had one final puke on 9/11, and that was the low. So it's like everybody goes to depression. Should I liquidate my crypto? And then everybody rage quits the system, and then it goes up. My answer is take a week off from doing the market update and then turn this thing on and rant like I want to break the microphone. And if I'm wrong, who cares? I do not want to be in, I am not going to get into Crypto Hall of Fame for getting bearish right before Satoshi's vision comes true. Even if it goes to 35K, I don't care. I mean, I care. We're going to look at the charts. I get it. I can be objective, but this is the chart you need to look at. So Powell and company have now managed to lose $195 billion because they have to pay out 5% on people who deposit money at the Fed, like the Treasury, and they're only getting 3 or 4% on the treasuries that they own, just like every other bank. The Fed is blowing up. Now, of course, they have a money printer, so whatever money that they lose, but this is what's happening at the Fed. So what's happening at the rest of the banks? And we're selling Bitcoin. Please. Oh my God, take my Bitcoin at 55K. I got to get out. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to 50. It's going to 35. It's going to $12. I don't know. If I had showed you this at the top of the market in March, it would have gone to 80K. Okay. Just going to say it. Why do weak men and single people vote left? I'm going to tell you why, right? Because there's people out there in pain. This is legit, right? There's people out there in pain. They're so upset. They either got emotional problems, financial problems, or both. And they're like, you know what? I'm so upset. I want you, the government, to take money from someone else and give it to me. That's what I want, because I'm upset for whatever reason. Now, people make fun of this group. I'm not making fun of them. They're upset. They should be upset. I know people in this group, guys who can't get jobs, people making $16 an hour. That their life is like destroyed. They're trying to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and they can't make it work. So what do? They vote left. Okay. Now, what should they be doing? They should be hitting the green button. So doesn't it make sense that Uncle Sugar should want people to be upset and be on the left and not be hopeful because of the green button? Of course. This is like by design. It's by design. It's like, let's make everyone upset. Let's make everyone want wealth redistribution. And then let's lean on the only thing that can give them any hope. Okay, great. Have fun with that. That lasts only so long until the Fed has to put high-powered money in the system to save its own ass. Literally. Want to know how afraid people are of, I don't know, let's just call them the left? Ripple CEO endorses Gary Gensler. This is not the candidate. This is Gensler. You should put Gensler here. Ripple endorses Gensler. Ripple is afraid. Ripple, in many ways, has cause to be afraid, right? So there's upset, disturbed, and afraid on that side. Then on this side, you have the green button, and they want to discourage you from hitting it. All right. And again, this is algos. I saw this in the New York Times. This is the most important jobs number of the year. The world hinges on what happens with this jobs number. Oh my God, stocks went up. Oh my God, stocks went down. Oh my God, they're selling Bitcoin off the most important jobs number ever. Oh, shut up. Shut up. They've been lying about the jobs numbers for 13 months. What? It's the biggest job number in history because they're lying for the 14th month? Or maybe it's the biggest jobs number ever because they're just telling you the truth now. They're just doing all this in plain sight. They got the army on the streets in New York. I can't even get started on that, right? The orange man in an orange jumpsuit. Don't think it can't happen. Again, that goes back to the currency. And it's the most important jobs number ever. Yeah, it's the most important jobs number ever. Only if everybody wakes up to what the actual picture is and what the Fed's going to have to do about it. That's it. Like when they screwed up on inflation, they had to take rates from 0 to 5% in 75 basis point increments. Can you imagine if they had a cut in 75 basis point increments because something happened with the employment picture? And you don't think something can happen with the employment picture? Let me paint it for you this way. Stocks go down. Black Monday, the yen carry trade. Yeah, what if that leaves a mark? What if corporations go, oh my God, we're never going to be able to jump over the earnings bar. Oh my God, we're so scared about that drop. Oh my God, look, stocks are dropping. How are we going to make our earnings? We're going to have to cut people. The most expensive thing that any corporation has is people. We're going to have to cut people. It's as simple as that. I mean, if the Fed gives you some kind of 25 basis point lame rate cut in September, corporations are just going to open up the doors, like start firing people. It's going to be like a panic, especially if stocks go down. Like stonks down guarantees high-powered money. Not just because they want to keep stonks up, but because of what's going to happen with the labor market. And again, it's all in plain sight, and algos are trading something else. Okay, so just a reminder, you can get your $2,000 iPhone. That's going to have Bitcoin Lightning functionality on it, as I understand it. But of course, let's sell everything. Let's just take everything down. You know, you're going to be doing Bitcoin Lightning on your iPhone, but, you know, yeah, it's just, you know, don't worry about that. And of course, this guy, as a reminder, 3 years ago, bought the high, didn't care, and has bought more Bitcoin than a lot of people. And everything is going great in his country. Right? Embrace Bitcoin, hit the green button. Now this guy is like a king. He's on the cover of Time magazine. I kind of don't like that. It's a little bit too frothy for me. But like, who's the smart people out there? The guys hitting the green button or people sitting around holding dollars, hoping that somebody gives them something that somebody else earned? Like, I need somebody to go out and give me something someone else created because the system isn't fair. How about we get hope in the system so you can go out and get what you want, right? By hitting the green button, by getting a better job, by getting anything. Going out on a date, making a baby, getting a house you can afford. I mean, yeah, this involves a lot of structural changes, but the only way to get structural changes is at the ballot box. But the most powerful way to do it is with the green button. And they're trying to make you forget that. And I won't let you. I won't let you. It's like Bill's a moon boy. Bill's an idiot. Bill's too bullish. Bill doesn't read the chart right. Whatever. I can read the chart just fine. What I'm reading is the macro. And the macro says that if you don't have 20% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, like if you're in legacy and you don't have 20% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, you're going to miss out. You are going to underperform. You are going to get fired. Why? Because Bitcoin is a brand, according to Stan Druckenmiller. This guy used Bitcoin to rebrand El Salvador, which had crime and all kinds of problems. And he used Bitcoin to rebrand the whole country. Bitcoin is a brand unto itself. Bitcoin is now like Coca-Cola, right? It's a brand that means hard money, which means portfolio managers and retail have to take it seriously. Okay. But, you know, let's be bearish. Let's go through the FUD. Bitcoin short-term holders at risk of unrealized loss remains high. In other words, everybody who's bought Bitcoin thinking it's going to 3x in a month may sell. Please shut up. Please stop telling me this. Major Bitcoin shakeout setting up. Okay, I actually know this guy, have a huge amount of respect for him. Not denigrating anybody's work. The chart does not look good. This is what we're talking about right before Satoshi's vision comes through. Okay, 7 days in a row of outflows. Yeah. And BlackRock hasn't sold one single Bitcoin. That's because they don't have the Bitcoin to back what they've got now. But, you know, let's crank up the FUD, right? It's working. They want FUD. I'm never touching crypto again after FTX. I'm never touching crypto again. Riot platforms having problems, drop in production, right? Increase in difficulty. Miners, oh my God. Yeah, okay. Miners are getting hit with stocks again. Where is everyone going to get the Bitcoin they need when the dollar index is at 90? This is the question people are not asking themselves. Just like they weren't asking, I mean, they were asking themselves about the bubble in 2000 and 2008. I mean, there were people that knew that it was coming. They just didn't really understand the consequences. Like they knew there was a bubble in 2000 and, you know, you could see the big short in 2008, but people didn't realize what the actual after effect of that was going to be once it hit. And it took a year for 2008 to hit. Internet stocks were overvalued for, I don't know, a year and a half. And it still didn't roll over immediately. It didn't. I mean, it lurched lower, but then the actual decline took 3 months to unfold. And then it took 2 years to actually purge all the excess out. So if I told you the dollar was going to go straight down for 2 years, what would you do? Octavius Green is digging it, right? Speaking of facts. 90% of crypto firm applications rejected by UK regulators. Well, that's not a surprise. I mean, you know, you put the wrong thing on Facebook over there and, you know, you meet the police. This is another thing about crypto that just people are just not getting. They're becoming numb to this whole idea that, you know, governments think that, you know, they have total control of everything, and they do. This is an elected government in the UK. It's an elected government. Okay, spot Bitcoin ETFs with 211 million in outflows, but let's definitely focus on that, not the $40 billion in Bitcoin that BlackRock, a bunch of dummies who did the forecast that they're going to have to buy by the time all is said and done. So we need $40 billion worth of Bitcoin by the end of this cycle, which could be 3 to 5 years from now. But, you know, let's, you know, 211 million. Let's get short at 55K. Let's do that. Okay. So Telegram revamps its rules on content moderation after a Velcro pouch opens and cuffs come out. I used to work with a guy. He helped train me. I was working to try to get a job in federal law enforcement, and we were training. And he explained to me that, you know, you could be standing in front of a law enforcement officer. You can know that you're in trouble. You can know that you're going to get arrested. But it doesn't fully hit you until the Velcro pouch opens and the cuffs come out and you realize your brain sees that you're about to lose your freedom. And he would talk about how people's body language changes. They kind of bow up, even if they're compliant. They instantly realize once the cuffs come out. And guess what? When the cuffs came out for this guy that runs Telegram, yeah, they changed whatever they needed to change. Because they're like, yeah, you know, you make these changes or, you know, you'll never see the light of day again. Now, this guy from Telegram just leaves the country in question. Telegram is big enough, but you're not asking yourself the right question. You're not looking at this and going, why is Bitcoin down? Who's pushing Bitcoin down? And how long are they going to be able to get away with it? How long are they going to be able to get away with it? Right? I mean, BlackRock is only too happy to take everybody's Bitcoin, but these people, you know what? These people, they hate you. They hate you. Like the people who arrested this guy from Telegram, they hate you. They don't just want to take your freedom. They don't just want to take your money. They don't like you. It's that simple. So, you know, if they want to take Telegram away, what else do they want to take away? And do you have any way to push back? The financial woes of small Solana validators. You know, I love this, right? You know, Solana is going to 1,000 at the top, And now it's like, oh my God, Solana, I can't believe I got involved in it as a validator. I don't know, man. Is there any limit to the rant? Oh, yeah. And by the way, just in case you don't think it's a bottom, CZ is banned from the business. So a crypto Hall of Fame guy, done. Got to go trade corporate bonds now. You got to get in something else, bro. Not doing crypto. Oh, okay. And Fear Greed is now at 22. I can't wait to see where the market is, because obviously it's going to 10 because Bitcoin's going to 35K, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, take this, cut it out, put it on the wall. This is the type of thing you see at lows. What do you see at lows? No hope. None. I don't blame you. I took a week off from the market update because I just looked at this. I'm like, what am I going to say about it? Then I watched somebody else do a live stream where they were ranting about a completely separate topic. I'm like, hey, you know what? Let's turn this thing on and rant. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay, so Sun Pump, Justin Sun Pump competes with Pump.Fun. You know what? If you were going to gamble and lose money, I would much rather have you lose Tron than Solana. So if we're gonna play this casino game, let's go play it in Tron and get it out of Solana. Of course, that'll never happen because, you know, Pump.Fun is racing, you know, Justin.Pump.Fun. You know, crypto and it's like little stupid idiosyncrasies. It's like, you know, Satoshi holds up the picture, holds up the poster and says, we're the future. And then crypto Twitter dimwits hold up the future, the sign that says, we're imbeciles. We're the future. We're imbeciles. Get the imbeciles to put the sign down so we can get to the real trade. The real trade. Crypto for advisors, Bitcoin and gold seen as a store of value. Let me ask you something. What's going to happen when it hits the tape that the dollar is going lower? I don't know what I did with the tweet, but I know that Morgan Stanley has got a huge position in Bitcoin. Huge. Because Morgan Stanley is dumb, right? They don't know that their clients are going to want Bitcoin. Okay, so let's actually share the screen and check out like what the monkey algorithms are doing with the market right now after the payroll number. Okay, so Bitcoin on the 89-minute chart. Okay, I had support at 55.5. Guess we're not doing that. On LuxAlgo, Bitcoin should be at 60. Here's 54.6. Here's another LuxAlgo point at 53.5. So I guess that's what we're doing, right? And that may be because of this, because of equities, right? So you have some hopium rally, nice, failed rally. LuxAlgo sells. And, you know, at the extreme, you know, you could wind up down here. I don't know. Let's try to put a number on it so we can like think about it. I don't know, like on a tactical support level. Whoops, that's not the right one. So, you know, you could have stocks like 1% lower before, I don't know if there's any bounce. But obviously, you know, if you like zoom out and try to look at a daily chart, okay, this is where I have to be honest, and I don't blame people for being upset, right? Because, you know, if this thing just totally gives out, it's got a lot of room to go on the downside before you get to any real support. This is ES, the daily chart, right? So undoubtedly, the first down trade will be in stocks, and I can't say I love stocks. I don't. LuxAlgo is selling it. So to the extent that we have to deal with that, we have to deal with that. That's it. All right, let's go to PowerPoint. PowerPoint kind of underscores what we already know. DC Precise is here. Welcome. Bob Marsh noting that SUI is going up. True. Right? There are going to be alternative layer ones. I don't understand why people don't believe in layer ones. The guy from Zero Hedge put out a great tweet. He's like, are we doing Web3? Apparently not. Apparently not. We're happy with Web 2. We're happy with censorship. We're happy with wealth redistribution. We're happy with ignoring the Bitcoin white paper. Okay, so just as a reminder, the candlestick chart is bonds. So when rates go down, bonds go up. You know, bonds went up a lot on this relief rally from the tightening cycle being over. The white line is Bitcoin. Bitcoin went with it. Bitcoin ETF comes out. Now Bitcoin does this like painful, slow rollover, which again, this chart picture is not bullish, but you know, bonds are perky again. Interest rates are falling. They're falling. And they're going to continue to fall because the Fed's got to put high-powered money in the system or they're not going to be able to pay the debt. They're not going to be able to pay interest on the debt. So I don't know what we're doing here. Maybe we got to make a new low. Bears are in charge. Great. Have fun with that. Bears were in charge at 16K for 6 months before this turned around. But, you know, by all means, let's get short and let's pick up, you know, let's get 5X leverage short so we can pick up 15% and get the last little bit of the down trade or whatever right before the dollar snaps, right? So here's the dollar. This is a 3-month quarterly chart. The dollar made new highs. It topped in 2015. This was the dollar was the almighty on the tightening cycle 2-3 years ago. And this is a 7-year bearish divergence. Let me say that again, a 7-year bearish divergence. The longer a divergence goes on, the more severe the reaction is once it reverses. 7-year bearish divergence. How long do you think it's going to take to work out a 7-year bearish divergence? 2 years? 2 years. Straight down. Like this is what happened when the Fed started cutting rates back in 2000. Whoop. Dollar index went from 115 to 72. I looked at you and said the dollar index is going to 72 and Bitcoin is down 2% on an employment number that is clearly showing full-time jobs are vanishing. You know, when the algos get done and when everyone is done trading this like recession headline, when the computer sees recession and sells everything, it's completely wrong. The first trade is always wrong. Okay. Bitcoin. So there are DeMark bottoming signals. There's the 9 and the 13 bottom. A failed rally would be bad, but you can give this a couple days. But to be intellectually honest, you need a rally in Bitcoin to confirm a bottom. You need a solid up day. Bitcoin on a 4-hour chart, same thing. Bottoming signals, no sustainable rally. There are bottoming signals. There are reasons to say, okay, maybe this is enough, but they have to rally it. Now, the reason that these bottoming signals are not working, in my opinion, is because the market is being suppressed intentionally. Every time a certain presidential candidate comes out and says, I love crypto, they smack the market. They just smack it. Like it's predictable. Like there were so many headlines this morning about, you know, the orange man liking Bitcoin that, of course, as soon as they try to rally it, they smack it. It's intentional. Nobody who knows anything about crypto would willingly sell Bitcoin at these levels, given where fear greed is. Nobody. Who's selling it? I don't know. A sovereign that either wants to suppress it or a sovereign that needs money, like China. AVAX, 13.9, no rally. These are bottoming signals coming from a quantitative system. Solana on a daily chart, okay? So there's a 9 bottom, and when you get this signal, what you don't want to see is a failed rally. What you do want to see is Solana blowing through resistance above 140. I'm getting a little old waiting, but this does feel like the bigger the base, the higher in the space on the Solana 4-hour chart. What's that? Well, you go down, and then you build a base. You sit, and then if you go back up, it goes, you know, you go up the same way you went down. That's one scenario. The other scenario is if you just sit here like this, right? When crypto goes down and then just kind of dies, you know, that can be a chart warning sign. So like if you pull up charts of the market, right? The market does not look particularly good. I mean, this doesn't look bad to me if Solana doesn't fall out of bed, but you need a rally to confirm all these DeMark signals. You need a rally. ETH is the same thing. I mean, ETH, it would be a good idea if this got going right now, because if it doesn't, I'm a little scared about ETH. Like this reaction to this bottoming signal is pathetic. And the fact that it's down again today, like I said, who's selling the market? I mean, the market is going down. I get it. At the time of this recording on Friday, the market's down. Why are they selling it? Well, they're selling it because it looks good. Seriously. That's who they is. Dollar index. Gee, wow. This looks great, right? Dollar goes straight down. Everybody goes on vacation, covers their shorts, comes back in after Labor Day and starts selling it again. And that is the market update. Okay. Okay. Devin is like, are we in a bear market? We're in probably one of the nastiest corrections I've ever seen. In other words, we could be doing like a 75 or 100% retracement in the case of many alts. Like I never thought that was possible. Like in 2020, DeFi went up in the summer and went down for 2 months. It was like 3 months. It was like September, October, and November. You had a Black Friday bottom. Because I was on, you know, my boss was like, oh my God, you know, it went up, everybody poured in and it crashed and everyone's pouring out. We're going live on Black Friday. We're going live on Thanksgiving. You know, the doorbell rings, ding dong. It's the post office. I had a Santa outfit, literally Santa. And we were live on Christmas wearing Santa beards and hats at the bottom in 2020. This is unbelievable. This is shaking everybody out. This is going to make you not want to be in crypto anymore. I had to take a week off from the market update. I was like, I can't look at this anymore. You know, up, down, up, down, up, down. How do we make thumbnails? Oh, it's going up forever. Oh, it's going to zero, up forever, down to zero. So what we're in is a discouragement phase. So does it feel like a bear market? Yes, it feels like a bear market. To me, it's a correction and a flush out before something big happens. That's the way I would describe it, right? Routine Cheese is here. Welcome. Welcome. Okay, so the COVID Cigars Clubs is, are we looking at a double top after the rate cuts? Assuming you're talking about equities, yeah, you could be, right? Everyone wants to sell the fact in equities and just, yeah, let them do that. But, you know, if Bitcoin goes down because stocks go down, you know what? I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm not okay with that because your portfolio is getting savaged, right? But eventually, once people realize that it should be happening in the dollar, that's okay. And look, the indignity of it all, just in case you're not discouraged enough. So if we go to like the 89-minute chart of the dollar, people are getting so spooked by equities that they actually tried to buy it this morning. Like the dollar on a daily chart is making like a doji stalemate. So people are actually trying to buy the dollar, right? Which is what happens when everyone's afraid in equities, right? Everyone buys the dollar. Everyone freaks out. Okay, terrific. Let's do some live TA. Okay, Brick Dreams, nasty market to make everyone quit. And that is the market update, dude. That is the market update. Like they are just trying to push everybody out. Crypto Doc here. Dolby from Florida. You thought I forgot about you. Welcome. Welcome. Okay. Crypto Crazy, the Spartans from Patreon. This is a good time to remind you that this is brought to you by the people who support the stream in Patreon, who get special podcasts and chart updates every night that I can get it in there. Okay. Musician says 2-year will tank in 2025. Okay, I'm looking for any crypto requests. Oh yeah, Sui. Let's look at Sui. You know, there are a lot of coins on Coinbase that are going to get perky. True Finance, Aave woke up. Let's go to a 4-hour chart of this. So this is Sui. So this is, call this a quick layer one. It's amazing how nobody, I haven't even gotten altcoins. Went on the whole Bitcoin rant. Didn't even get to altcoins, right? Money flow negative. Everyone out, 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 out. Boom. So if Sui actually manages to maintain above 85 cents, again, the trade for today will be to sell equities. And this is a good time to remind you to provide a public service announcement. Okay. Duncan is here. Welcome. Grayscale is in on SUI. Okay. They're in on Zcash as well. A public service announcement. Crypto trades the best when equities are closed. Stocks have their problems. As far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin is a component of the foreign exchange market. Crypto is a cheap form of tech stocks. And of course, you have all this talk. We focused on meme coins. We didn't build anything. There's all this FUD. I can't own a Solana validator. Whatever. Again, let's go back. Let's do Solana live TA. Let's look at, whatever LuxAlgo has given us. I'm sure it's something good. Okay. So this is Solana. We'll look at a 4-hour chart, right? Just for variety. Okay. So the real support in Solana is somewhere between 124 and 120. Solana has given you multiple opportunities down there, and they may give it to you again. But if they do, remember, this is a 5-wave bottom, and whatever it is we're doing here, we're probably doing something like this, maybe. Especially if Solana doesn't fall apart because of stocks. And again, you won't know what the real deal with these numbers are until Monday or Tuesday of next week. Because again, the algos are trying to scare you out of the water. Solana is actually up on the day. That's kind of funny. So is ETH versus Bitcoin. Okay. Ethereum on a 4-hour chart, right? I don't know how to underscore anymore how oversold and how just people have just given up on Ethereum. It's incredible. It's like you can't even talk about it anymore. The discount zone, the ultimate support is at 2285. If this gets stupid, equilibrium, just like where it should be. This is a nice thing about LuxAlgo, which, by the way, again, you can get in the affiliate link down below. I don't know. ETH really can gravitate up to 2567. That's where it could go. Right? Let's look at total crypto market cap. So this is a 4-hour chart. It was in a box. It broke out at the top end. Now it's breaking out at the bottom end. It looked amazing up here. It looks horrible down here. This is total 2. So this is everything except Bitcoin. Okay, this is total crypto market cap with Bitcoin. Total crypto market cap, as you can see here, tries to get back in the box off the payroll number, and it doesn't make it. But you can also note down here that you have crazy bullish divergence on the total crypto market cap chart, courtesy of LuxAlgo. So when we're all done with all this ninny fest, people can ask themselves why they're shorting Bitcoin at 55K. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. Supermat is here. Welcome. SK. Okay. Welcome to the show. Filecoin. A big multi-coin capital project. This, like so many alts, right? You have signs of capitulation. So this Filecoin 4-hour. Signs of capitulation. Okay. I also think, in many alts like this, you're seeing a give up trade. So from August 24th to 2 days ago, Filecoin's down 25%. 25%. In the discount zone on the 4-hour chart, again, no one's going to stop them from taking this stuff lower if stocks are going down. And when stocks close and people ask themselves, gee, what are we doing? Art is here. Welcome. Oh my God. Steve J wants Aave BTC. I know they're talking about building something on Aave. I know we can't talk about it, but Steve talked about Aave for a long time. And then my business partner, Toby, was like, hey, maybe we should look at DeFi. And I'm like, hey, Steve likes DeFi. Maybe we should look at it. I'm like, okay, let's look at it. Okay. I mean, this is like, Aave, this is obviously an uptrend with support underneath it. Aave versus, this is Aave versus Bitcoin, right? So Aave is obviously doing better than Bitcoin. Aave is a profitable business. Aave with that up and sideways look to it, to me, looks a lot like whatever's going on in the bond market. Right? So Aave and bonds are making this kind of square or flag trading pattern. And the bus is leaving in bonds, mainly because of what's going on in stocks. Like, again, here's your daily chart of NASDAQ. I mean, what's good about this? I don't know, right? This is what people will draw over the weekend, most likely. And this is what we have to deal with, right? This is, people are going to freak out in this market. Okay. So everyone will draw this. This is NASDAQ futures. And, they'll say NASDAQ is going to break down and go back to where it was in October of 2023 and unwind the whole rally, kind of a good old-fashioned total meltdown. Naturally, if this happens, that's not going to be good for crypto. What can I say about that? But there's this. This is the dollar. This is DXY. Okay. So the big deal about DXY is on a monthly basis, what happens if they get it below 100? Like, I understand it's very difficult to maintain long positions. You have to be careful. You have to watch out in alts. You have to manage this, not ignore it. But if DXY goes below 100, you're going to have this multi-year support shelf shatter. Just shatter. And you're going to have downside targets of 95 and 88. So the media will look at this. I mean, it's not the worst thing to look at. It makes for, if I would write a news article about this. Okay. But the real formation is in the dollar, because I know this is excessively overvalued, but it's only in 7 stocks. It's not the whole market. It's not the financial system. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of equity market investors, but the excess is in the public sector. CLOS is here. Welcome. Art wants me to look at XEC. Okay, so in these coins, right, you got a lot of these altcoins who have done this kind of like, I call it the thud pattern, right? So it's a 5-wave bottom. You have capitulation selling, but I don't have a bottom signal yet down here, right? I don't have a LuxAlgo signal that says this is like, it's just like it went down, it stopped, and now it's like, I'm not saying it's dead. I'm saying there are a lot of altcoins that, again, my friend Toby came up with this. She goes, it's lost energy. It doesn't have any like pop to it, like SUI, the fundamental development's got some pop. Or Aave, you know what I'm saying? Like when the market goes up, you get some energy. These alts, like Arkham was a coin that I liked that lost energy. Lost it, right? So you have to ask yourself, you know, Mr. Relentless here from Kaizen, welcome. Right? You got to start asking yourself about certain altcoins. It's like, hey, has this lost its magic? Has this got any energy left in it? And if so, am I willing to hold it? Now, not being a jerk, it's like that's the way this is with these altcoins, right? I mean, we're waiting for people to get their head out of their arse in Bitcoin and the dollar. Never mind how long it's going to take people to figure out that Web3 is a tradable thing that no one has traded. People are convinced that, you know, stocks have to crash, which could happen, you know, if the Fed is a bunch of idiots, or you have social disorder in the United States. All possible things. I think, again, you want to go back to something, you want to end a market update on a note. This is what you ended on, right? The federal debt hits new record. They cannot pay the interest on this debt. The only way out of a debt crisis, the only way to attract people to our debt is to make anything denominated in dollars cheaper. Okay? Should I hold my 100K in cash in crypto, or should I hold my 100K in crypto, or should I cash out? Shall we check to see how many views we got? Let's check to see how many views. Like we're up to 1.3K in a matter of hours. All right. Here's the deal. The dollar needs to go lower. The first trade off any number like the unemployment number is always wrong. Equities are clearly a risk to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is being suppressed or liquidated by a sovereign. BlackRock will take all the Bitcoin you want to sell them below 55K. The market trades terrible. The chart looks terrible. It does. The market's going to trade terrible and the chart's going to look terrible at a bottom. It never looks good at a bottom and it never looks bad at a top. It never does. Now, is today a top? Is today a bottom? I don't know. Are people going to continue to press? Are shorts ingrained to press? Yes. Should long-term players be DCAing here, saying, wow, it's 55 and they might take it to 35? You know what I'm saying? You know, Seth is just ending it on a perfect note. Sitting here watching this market, scheming on ways to get more money to buy more. Okay? And I understand that, you know, timing is everything. I get it. But at the end of the day, I would be remiss in not explaining to you about recession obsession is not the way to go, in the words of an analyst I follow. Recession obsession is not the way to go. We're in a recession already in terms of a swath of the population and the extent to which they're suffering. They may make their voices heard very soon, and the Federal Reserve is going to have to admit that they made a mistake. And when that happens, just like the bond market went crazy when they had to hike rates, the dollar and Bitcoin are going to go crazy when they have to cut rates. Okay, that is the market update for today. Please visit Patreon, patreon.com/unhinged crypto. The link is down below. We will see you next week.